I'm back. Rodrans for the Black and White Network. If you are new to this channel, make sure you bang that subscribe button because we're going to give you something mainstream media outlets are just not going to give. We got something this time from the great Andy No. Yeah. Great journalist, works for the Post Millennial. This is by way of The Blaze. Something we've discussed on here a lot is progressive leftists, extreme leftists, Marxist ideals, especially starting to creep into universities. I'm not even going to say creeped in. It has set in, deep-rooted in universities. But now it's creeping in your high schools, junior highs, elementary schools. And these guys, look, they've got extreme left-wing ideologies. And, of course, you know, that's supposed to be the party of you know, we care about your feelings. You know, Donald Trump was always hurting left-wing feelings. We don't care about facts. We want to be brave, stunning, and courageous. Well, brave, stunning, and courageous, it seems, as we've seen with BLM and Antifa, can have some violent viewpoints. And we're going to get to this. This is from The Blaze. Marxist Penn State associate professor wished for the deaths of Donald Trump, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and more. A Penn State associate professor allegedly hoped for the deaths of prominent conservative voices, including President Donald Trump, Jordan Peterson, and Ben Shapiro. Post-millennial editor-at-large Andy No shared alleged screenshots of alarming tweets sent by Zach Furness, a Penn State University associate professor of communications. Jesus. Furness reportedly replied to a popular Twitter account that posted unusual moments from American politics. On March 26th, the Twitter account shared a photo from 2017 of then President Trump tossing out paper towels to Puerto Ricans who were ravaged by Hurricane Maria. According to the screenshots, Andy No. Furness replied to a tweet of Trump by writing, quote, "Should have been Lincolned 5 minutes later." Furness is referencing to the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln, who was shot in the head by John Wilkes Booth in 1865. No also shared a screenshot of an alleged tweet from Furness written in September 2020, in which he had hoped that several conservative commentators as well as centrist and left-leaning figures be killed. Quote, "I'd like to build an ark and fill it with it. Michael Tracy, Andrew Sullivan, Barry Weiss, Andy No, Ian Miles Chong, yep, another good one, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and Fox and Friends. Okay, let's put Steve Ducey on the ark and then launch it into the sun." Furness wrote on September 9, 2020. Tracy is a journalist and political commentator who was a member of the progressive Young Turks Network and is known for his anti-war ideology. Sullivan is a British author written for the New York Times Magazine, The Atlantic, Time, and Newsweek. Weiss is a left-leaning writer who previously covered culture and politics at the New York Times until she resigned, and later said the newspaper of record attempts to satisfy the narrowest of audiences. We know that to be a fact. Chong is an online commentator who has written for several media outlets about gaming, culture, and politics. Peterson is a clinical psychologist and professor at the University of Toronto. Shapiro is a conservative commentator and, of course, the founder of the Daily Wire. Furness has since deleted his account with the handle @Punkademic. And, of course, this is some of the tweets right here. This is one right here that they are referring to. And I guess this is the guy. Wow. He looks like a crazy left-wing guy, to be honest with you. Yeah. On the Penn State University website, Furness wrote a description of himself. My name is Zach Furness, and I am Associate Professor of Communications at Penn State University. By the way, you can also throw in Communications Program Coordinator and the WMKP Radio General Manager. You know, it's funny because these left-wing guys can say these kind of extreme statements and stay employed these days. Do you know if a conservative makes these sort of statements, they lose their jobs? They cancel them. They flush them off of any relevancy. They squash them. We've seen it. We've seen that happen. Quote, my work as both a researcher and teacher draws upon a web of influences that include communication, cultural studies, cultural geography, feminist and Marxist theory, anarchism, environmentalism, my God, and punk rock. Okay. Furness also said he has, quote, performed in punk bands and other musical projects since 1997, most recently with the Barons, and my current research is all related to music in some way. Wow. The Post-Millennial reported one particular communications class titled Gender Diversity in the Media explores the cultural, socio-economic, historical, and political implications of media content, media practices, and media literacy. Isn't that comical? This guy's studying the media, but he's out there funneling and promoting left-wing ideologies. Evidently his studies don't want to talking about the actual truth. The course syllabus stated, course readings and assignments are designed to help students build deeper understandings of gender, race, ethnicity, ability, sexual orientation, and class diversity in media. So it's an entire class on how to make the mainstream media woke. Wow. The communication theory helps explain how media representations impact the human construction of meaning and social relationships in both the U.S. and throughout the world. My God. My God. So this guy's like massively woke. He's continuously triggered. And, you know, he's got the biggest names out there. Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, President Trump, Ian Mas Chong. He's going after all of them. And he is making some really, really frightening statements. But look, we've been around left-wingers. We know for all the brave, stunning, courageous, very supportive, coddling mindset that they want you to believe that they've got, they don't. They don't. They say some of the most horrible, repugnant things we've ever heard. And far as wishing death on people, that's continuous. If you've ever spent a day on Twitter and read the comments, just anything around anything conservative, it's unbelievably how violent these people seem to be, okay? Just automatically triggered, and it does. It seems to lean towards some kind of physical harm being set forth onto somebody, not to mention, you know, the mental anguish of again, they're trying to cancel, and they go out there and try to cancel a lot of regular people, okay? Everyday folks. These kind of people are coming after you too. Okay, that's just a thing. So I'm not surprised by this at all. I'm not surprised that he's a Penn State professor. No, I'm not. This is what your universities look like. This is what you may be potentially sending your children off to learn. Okay? Look. Going to Penn State. It sounds great. You say it out loud, you think, wow, they're going to Penn State University. That's really maybe not very good, it looks like. Okay? And it's not just Penn State. It's all over the country. Here in Texas, these kind of people have creeped into places like University of Texas, Baylor. Make no mistake, these Marxist ideologies and these major leftist extreme views, they're all in your universities. This doesn't surprise me at all. It just doesn't. Plus, there's also a facade of we want to show we're tough too. Yeah, okay. I mean, these are the kind of people that when push comes to shove, they really don't want confrontation unless they're like Antifa or BLM and they can group up in 20, 30, 40 people at a time or larger groups against one or two people. Where I come from, that's called a bully, actually. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.